Welcome to episode 3 of the theme park rundown. It's an exciting one today, Kurt.
It is.
What is it?
Looking at theme park operations.
Oh,
And there's a lot to say.
there's possibly a lot to say. Now,
Good
if
and
you've been following us, make sure you follow us. Theme Park Rundown, UK theme parks, rides and attractions.
Yeah.
We are covering topics mainly from the UK, but we will cover ones from around the world. This is the third episode. The first 3 ones are quite short, just to get you into the motions, and it'll be every Tuesday. Every Tuesday going forward, every Tuesday it will launch for you, so make sure you're involved. Theme park operations. I think I'm going to let you lead most of this.
Oh dear God.
Because
where shall we start?
I
okay, I know I'm going to start.
Well, I tell you what. What do we mean? Let's start with the basics. You know, there's no point in just going straight into parks. Okay. What do we mean by operations?
The general running of how the queue lines are managed, the throughput, how many trains are on the track, how much they're actually open. Are they shut more than they're open? Because some rides have a lot of downtime.
Yeah, so we're focusing on rides, not necessarily getting into the park or food or anything like that. We're just going to focus
Ride operation.
on ride operations.
Throughput availability.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So, before we start with the park, this is what we're going to look at. Talk to us why ride operations are important.
Well, guests pay a lot of money to go to these places.
Yes.
And there's nothing worse when people have a bad day going to these places. We don't want to see that. I mean, the parks don't want to see it. The people paying obviously want to get on plenty of rides, have a good day. Customers come first. So
Customers come first.
They always do. Even if they're not always right,
they
come first. They're never right, but they come first.
Never right. I'm telling you now, they're never right.
But they come first anyway.
So theme park operations, I think, is a tricky one.
Yeah.
And I think everyone has an opinion on this, and whatever we say in this is going to be wrong.
Correct.
It's just
especially what I have to say here.
Yeah, we're just going to be wrong. Kurt has really strong opinions. Sometimes I take a step back and go, they're not doing it on purpose. And then sometimes I think, I don't know. With the park, which I know you're going to mention, and we'll be tactful and we will say why we believe it, rather than just going, this park's rubbish.
Yeah.
We will say,
we won't say it for
we don't like this because of this, and they could improve. It's going to be constructive.
Definitely.
But again, I've grown up in a different era of certain things. And I think that some of the parks get unfair hate.
Yeah, not even some parks, some organisations.
Merlin, I think, get unfair hate.
They do. The hate this year has been forced and unreal.
Yes.
Honestly,
on operations, I think.
On operations, especially.
Yeah.
Some things, there's always going to be negatives that people have a point to say. But operation-wise, there has been points of downtime. But the throughputs are still above most UK parks.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, I don't know what it is. When someone's got it in for a park, they've got it in for a park.
Oh, everyone's got it in for towers.
Everyone, yeah. When someone's got it in for a park, and I appreciate you can go on a day where something might happen.
I mean, we've all had a bad
line, and you might think, the operations are crap on this, without kind of knowing it. And then some days you'll go, not even some days, you might even go to the next ride and you'll just fly straight on it, and it's just pushed out.
Yeah.
And there are definitely frustrations. I mean, we get frustrated with certain things.
Yeah, we do. But for the most part, the advertised queue time at the Merlin parks, we usually queue a little bit under it.
I would probably argue.
Unless there's a breakdown or someone throwing up.
The argument might be they inflate them for fast track.
Yeah.
Fast track has to come into operations.
Yeah.
And that's probably when Merlin fall flat.
Yeah.
But okay, so on the spot, who has the best operations in this country?
In this country?
Yeah.
I would say Towers.
Okay.
Yes, I will say Towers.
Okay.
I was close to saying Thorpe.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think it's Towers. For the most part. It still has its bad bits. I mean, going for Firework Weekend and Scarefest and Galactica being on 2 trains.
Yeah.
Should have been on 3.
Yeah.
But Oblivion back on double
Bear in
station.
mind it was on 3 as well for the summer,
But
wasn't
Oblivion back on double station. 13's always on 3 trains.
Yeah.
Wicker Man's always on 3 trains. And they load those both insanely
quite
fast.
good, yeah.
and the load-in on Smiler this year has been incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
They do load them quite quick.
you know what?
To be honest,
I'm going to probably have to agree with you, which is I know it's going to upset people.
it is going to upset people.
It's going to upset people, but actually, operation-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Towers is probably the best.
Yeah,
Now, there are good parks.
there are.
I think Fort Park coming is a good park.
Yeah, for the most part. I think for some reason whatever's happened on Swarm the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm
I don't know what's
excluding
happened
Swarm.
there.
I don't know what they do on that.
And every time I've got in the saw queue this year, someone's thrown up.
Yeah.
And both times it's
They ought to check. They ought to never go for theme park
thing
again
is,
as they're thrown up on that. to be honest.
It takes them about 45 minutes to clean it up because nobody wants to clean it up.
Well, it's funny. There are, you
That's
see,
the problem.
The operations on Sick are not quick
Yeah.
enough, and the operations on rollbacks.
Yeah.
You know, other theme parks across the world don't roll
Would
back.
relaunch it.
Relaunch it. Send that
Yeah.
damn thing going
Stealth
again.
can be relaunched.
You can. Like the other hydraulic
and
coasters.
when people were sick, if they were sick at Universal, Disney, or many other parks abroad, be cleaned up 5 minutes.
You'd be open.
Ride would be running, but Saw took about 45 minutes on
You'd
a
be
couple of
open.
occasions within a short period this year.
Yeah, and I get it. It's not a nice job to clear
It
up, but
isn't.
it's
It
just-
isn't nice, but they have
have
the gloves there. They have the powder to dry it up. They have the, you know.
So, special shout outs.
Yeah.
I think Portons Park.
Yeah.
Now, they've got a couple of rides that require a little bit. I mean, cycling it can be a bit of a pain because of the way the ride system works. But actually, generally, you know, bearing in mind Ghostly Manor's on a timer,
Yeah.
it has to
That
go
runs
every
quick,
20
yeah.
seconds. And I think they do a fantastic job
do.
generally there.
They do.
Really do. Chessington,
Yeah.
generally,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. Vampires always
Vampires
really quick.
always quick.
Furious
in
as
and out.
quick as it can be.
Yeah,
Depends how many
Mandrill,
trains
now you load in the station because they've got taller gates.
Yeah.
It's better.
And yet again, it still moves quick.
Yeah. Tiger Rock, I can't understand the loading on that sometimes.
On Tiger Rock.
Yeah, it's like we're going to queue you in twos because when there's a 45-minute
Yeah.
queue, we're going to make you share a boat, and then you get to the front, you don't share a boat, and you still
No,
queue
you
2
don't
hours.
share a boat.
So some things.
Also, it depends how many breakdowns it has
well,
as well.
yeah,
I
bless
mean,
it. It's,
It's up there with one of the most
Yeah, it's up there,
unreliable
one
this
of the
year,
most.
bless it.
Adventure Island's not too bad, I'd argue. Because it's pay per ride, they're
don't-
quite quick at getting
I
people
don't
through.
know. I think it really depends. Sometimes they'll be loading really fast, sometimes they won't.
Okay.
And I know they have super friendly staff, so that does take into account.
Yeah.
Because the loading is a little bit slower because you've got more interaction.
Yeah.
But if it's a busy day, it can be a little bit more frustrating. But
Yeah.
their staff are always really good, so it kind of makes up for it in that sense.
And I would say in terms of loading, Blackpool's
Yeah.
quite quick. However, operations aren't always great.
Operations aren't always great.
The missing
but,
Big Dipper train comes to mind.
yeah,
That
one
makes a
train
dramatic
all year.
appearance and then doesn't actually ever make the track.
Yeah.
That as an example. But if
But the general loading, like Icon,
is all right.
even a Fusion on 2 trains,
Yeah,
it's
it
quite
is
good.
all
It's
right.
quite quick.
There are some parks we can't really, places like Creeley again, we've mentioned Creeley in previous episodes,
Yeah.
we can't quite go on it. I remember last time we went to Creeley, it wasn't great. I remember, and to be fair, I know
Yeah.
people that have gone to Creeley this year, and the Twister coaster I know in particular, they've queued 45 minutes for on an average day.
Yeah, that's
And I'm not surprised about that. So
Yeah.
that's, you know, Maximus, they've got a couple of small coasters
Yeah.
which perhaps don't handle the throughput which they are looking to do in the future. That said, I think, you know, generally over here, there's only a couple of places I get really frustrated.
Yeah.
Really frustrated.
Drayton Manor. I can get quite frustrated
So
at.
Drayton Manor, that was going to be my one because I thought you were going to pick the other obvious one. So Drayton Manor, yeah,
I mean, the Wave.
the Wave. Even though I know it's got one train.
It's got a little bit better from the
it?
very start.
oh, geez.
But there's always rows out.
So
There's
I
one
think
train.
the restraint needed double clicking, didn't it? Which
Yeah.
it doesn't need anymore, which is quite good.
So it has got a little bit better.
Yeah, the one train doesn't help,
No. And rows out.
and rows out doesn't
out.
help. Yeah, the loading of that the air race, the loading of air races.
It's
I mean, I remember us being on the next ride and still queuing 25 minutes for it.
yeah. Yeah, that's
It's just unreal.
yeah. And Gold Rush being on one train for a
It's
lot of this
so
year.
sad at
For
Gold Rush.
months on one train, one cycle.
Yeah, Gold
And-
Rush.
And it will go round, and half the rows, every other row will be empty.
Well, they did have a problem last Christmas with rows. I don't know. It was
but
something to do with the station.
But like even when
walking.
we've been there, and like there'll be a 2, so they put them in row 1, and there'll be a 4, but instead of putting them row 2 and 3, because there's a gap in between those cars, they'll put them in 3 and 4 and just leave a 2.
Yeah,
which is really strange.
It's the haunting.
Oh my god!
So I am still baffled as to why they can't start the pre-show with the next group.
Yeah,
whilst the others going on, they literally empty the ride and start again. And the only thing I can think of is an occupancy of the building. Mm-hmm. I don't know how much of a thing that is over here.
No, it might depend on the level of staff that they've got in there as well.
No, there's always someone based there.
Yeah.
One of the worst. I mean, you think Hex, there's someone in every room.
Yeah.
Right the way up to the right.
Hex throughput's really good.
And Hex throughput's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the one park which stole my thunder a bit. So I'll pick the other park, shall I?
Yeah.
Which is Flamingo Land. Now,
where do you start?
I won't lie, I've stopped visiting Flamingo Land. I've refused point blank to visit Flamingo Land the last 2 seasons.
I mean,
and I know
I've been for quite a while.
No, I know you wanted to go last summer. I'm like, I'm not going. Go
and I wanted to go this year if I could, but it's 5-6 hour drive.
Yeah.
So a lot of fuel plus a hotel. I'm not doing that in a day.
Yeah, can't do it.
And then that entry price is just
the entry price
is
outrageous.
It is outrageous.
Absolutely outrageous.
It is outrageous.
I quite like that zoo.
Yeah,
but the entry price
and the new sea lion bit. Looks awesome. The zoo's looking really good.
Funny enough, they seem to be investing quite a lot in the zoo. Now, I know what people say, well, if you haven't been the last couple of years and how are you gauging it? Oh, trust me, there's enough people out there going.
Oh, yeah.
There's enough reviews to know that
you can read the reviews,
changed.
see other people's videos. I mean...
So when we first did Flamingo Land back in the early thousands, you know, Rise Light, Velocity, Kamali, they all had 2 trains. And then Mumbo Jumbo would have 3 or 4 trains.
Yeah.
Hero open with 6 or 7 trains. I was there for opening day.
Yeah,
I think we were there, or opening week we were there when it opened.
We were there quite early.
And, last time I went on Hero, it had 2 trains. And it's like, what?
And Mumbo Jumbo.
They hold 4 people.
1 and 2 at points.
Mumbo Jumbo, I've been when it's been on 1 train. And it's like,
just a joke.
It's outrageous that you've got a 45-minute queue. The customer service is shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking.
And the park looks a bit run down in places.
So yeah,
I think restaurants being shut, there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Sick is a massive highlight. I know you haven't been on it yet.
No. And
Sick
they bought it with 1 train because that's what it had. I get that.
Sick is a really underrated ride that probably doesn't get spoken about enough. And you stick that, even at Drayton Manor, more people are talking about it.
Yeah.
I'd argue. But you stick that instead of Colossus, everyone's raving about it.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful ride, and to be fair, they've done a good job with it. They got it for I know what they got it for. They got it for a really good price.
Not what they.
I know they were looking for another train for it that would have been over the shoulder, but it does make sense. And trains are £500,000 to £1 million each, especially from Intamin. So I kind of understand why they haven't got another train.
But I still hope they do.
Yeah, I hope they do. The throughput actually seems to be quite good on that.
Yeah.
Generally seems to be quite good on that. And it helps having a faster lift hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, operations around the park are. You can guarantee something's closed there when you go.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been with everything open.
Yeah, again, that's the risk. You drive up there, you pay 50 quid to get in. I want everything open for 50 quid on 2 trains.
You know, I've checked the website. We do check the website. I have checked the website, and it usually says this ride's closed, and you're like, why? Yeah. And you get up there.
And Velocity open a couple months late this year.
Yeah, Velocity open a couple months late. And it's a shame because they've got such unique rides.
That's a great ride.
Even that Rhombus Mansion, that Mansion Dart Ride thing, it's got 3 cars. You know, there were 10 people ahead of us. We queued 40 minutes for it. I've never seen it like it in my life. I really haven't. But the zoo looks quite nice.
Yeah, it does. And what they've done with the sea lions, what they're doing with the water ride as well.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
So they're still investing.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the wrong areas, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes in wrong areas. Now, I could argue that a lot of the other parks aren't busy enough to worry about particular operations. Pleasurewood Hills wasn't busy enough for me to worry about the operations.
Yeah.
And actually, they were quite good. Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. We've had good operations there.
Yeah.
And again, maybe it's because generally it's pay-per ride there. Not always. I mean, you get wristbands.
Yeah, you can get wristbands.
I imagine the quicker you get people on and off, the better. And this is where it comes down to our local ones as well, actually. Because although you might get queues at our local ones, where they're generally pay per ride, I know that, again, they do have wristbands. I tend to find Funland will cycle people through really quickly.
Yeah, Funland's operations are good.
Yeah, really rarely get any problems there. And we've seen it at Barry Island. They did make us wait a couple of times, but they were quite quick.
Yeah.
On a busy day, I know they cycle people through really quickly. But operations as a whole, how important are they to the day out?
They're massively important. It's a game changer, really. It's your whole mood for the day. If I get to a park, say if I rock up at Flamingo Land and I look around and it's a really busy day and that mumbo jumbo queue is like full and it's on 2 trains or 1 train and Hero's on 2 and the queue's like full, I instantly feel deflated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you got a ride shut, which you weren't expecting to be shut. Not always can be helped.
No.
Admittedly, not always can be helped.
No.
Sometimes it can.
Yeah.
Not always can be helped. But what can be helped is more trains being on the track, staff loading it quicker.
Yeah.
It just puts a damper on the day. You just feel down straight away. I
think. I agree. And that's why I've stopped visiting Flamingo Land at the moment. I might give it another bash next year, but I'm not paying £50 to get in. I can't, that's even an advance price. I can't justify it.
No.
I just think
I don't really want to pay more than 35 quid.
Right, yeah, fair.
Because that's what I pay to get into Blackpool.
Yeah, fair. The zoo carries a bit.
Yeah,
I will say, without the zoo, that's not an all-day park.
Yeah.
Again, maybe operations it is.
Well, on a busy day, it's a 3-day park.
Well, I've made the mistake of going there on a school day. It's not.
Well, this year they never got as busy because so many people didn't visit.
No.
Especially school groups did, but over the summer it was quiet and it was the last couple.
Yeah.
Because of the feedback. Which people are hearing.
The TripAdvisor reviews. I think we'll do an episode of TripAdvisor reviews. I think we could have a right laugh.
Oh, there'll be funny ones for all of them.
But they were shocking.
Yeah, they were.
They were shocking.
And plenty of other creators have said the same thing when they've been.
Yes.
Over the last 2, 3, 4 years.
So when we look at operations, we don't want to just pick on one part because there have been problems. Ride availability has got to come into operations.
Oh yeah, it has.
So ride availability, I'm going to say across the UK this year, the worst I've ever seen.
It's been poor.
Now, whether they've been closed because we're cost cutting, or whether they've been closed.
Yeah, closed because of cost cutting.
Unknown reasons.
There's still too many rides shut this year.
I can think of a park. I can think of an obvious park which hasn't had any problems.
Portland.
Which is Portland.
There's no surprise there.
Can't. And some of the smaller parks, to be fair, places like Wicksteed and Creeley, I can't clarify exactly what the ride availability is like.
I'm sure they're pretty good most of the time, to be fair.
But to be fair, we have done Wicksteed. There was something closed when we went that we wanted to go on. I can't remember what it was, but there was something that was closed when we went. I think actually when we went to Creeley, we went in February, so Logflim was closed, which is understandable. Yeah. But yeah, I get circumstances.
Yeah.
But,
There's a lot this year.
Where do we start?
I mean, Thorpe.
You want to start at Thorpe? Okay.
I'll start at Thorpe. Hyperia going down to 1 train a lot. Or being closed for the odd day.
I would say the first half of the year.
I think it was better. It's got better.
Second half of the year was better.
Still not good enough, but better.
And they were doing a lot of modifications to the trains.
They were, which have disappeared.
Which were weird.
Yeah.
And those trains were vibrating like, they gave me a headache. Yeah. Both of them gave me a headache.
I'm not sure it's all Thorpe's fault. I'm sure Mac has a part to play in some of this.
Yes.
So I'm not blaming Thorpe, but it's still a bit of a mess at points.
Yep.
Or unpredictable, should I say.
I think unpredictable is probably,
Samurai.
Now, what did I say when Samurai shut in June?
That it'd be open for Fright Nights.
Yeah. When did it open?
Fright Nights.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
Every year. That thing dies late summer. Usually, it died really early this year, in fairness.
It did die.
And opens for Fright Nights every single year. I don't know what it is. Now, I know Samurai's quite old as a Mondale top scan, but they are still made.
And they can get all the parts for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It needs some love and attention.
Yeah, it's had a lot of love and attention. Yeah. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it every year.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Bless it. But Zodiac's an odd one. It's
been shut Huss is still going.
Yeah.
I know they don't make it Enterprise
it's been
anymore.
Shut since what, 6th, 7th of July, I think?
Yeah, I mean, it's
way too long.
And it wasn't even like remotely put back together.
No, there's gondolas missing for the last few months.
Yeah, so...
I'm not sure it'll come back next year, to be honest.
No, we're on the fence about that. That's another one. That's another future speculation video. Stealth, quite a lot of downtime.
A lot of downtime.
Had a lot of downtime as well. Whilst people are moaning at certain other parks at the moment, which we will get to.
Yeah.
A lot of downtime at Stealth.
Yeah, a lot.
Towers.
Rita had a lot of downtime this year.
So Rita, funnily enough, I think Towers has been better this year.
It has been
much better
compared
this
to
year.
last year. It's definitely
apart from Rita,
Every time I've been this year,
Everything's been open.
everything has been open.
Yeah,
with
last
good
time I went,
operations.
Rita was open, to be fair.
Yeah, and even, to be honest, at Scarefest, I think you're more than an hour for anything.
No.
Fireworks, brilliant operations, everything open.
Yeah.
Cannot fault them this year,
Yeah.
on the times I've been.
Rita was closed quite a long time.
Yeah, it was way too
Now,
long.
I know we talk about the hydraulic coasters, we just mentioned Stealth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's a problem getting parts. I don't think that's a problem.
No.
I don't think they
Some of
carry
it's general maintenance.
enough
But
spare parts. I don't think it's general. I think that's probably unfair on the parts for general maintenance. I'd probably say when these things go wrong, they go wrong. I've no doubt
Yeah,
about that.
for
I've
some of
seen
them.
the launching room for Stealth. It's brutal in there.
yeah, it's a lot.
But it's probably enough. Can we have that spare part? Do we have that spare part? Are we going to need that
Should
spare
they keep
part?
more? Yeah, they probably should keep more.
I don't know about the flat rides. Now, towers, there was a bit of a problem with Wicker Man. I'm really not sure what that was.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really knows what that was. It seems like vapes seem to be the problem. That's what
People
I heard.
dropping things on the track.
People dropping things on
I
the
don't
track.
think that's the park's fault, that one.
No, but it does hamper availability.
It does hamper availability.
Legoland, the train was well late opening.
Yeah.
And then a couple of times we've gone back, it's been closed again.
Yeah.
Autumn's Riding Adventure, one of the most unreliable disco rides I've ever known.
Unreliable and the worst operations that I've ever seen on any ride anywhere in the
Talk
world,
about
I think.
I'll tell you what, actually, Legoland as a whole this year is right at the bottom of the operations chart.
We sat on the disco in the seat for about
did.
5 minutes
did.
before it moved.
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them just having a chit chat
There
in the
were
box.
there were 5 people on that ride, from letting you in to letting you off to loading it to in the booth.
Yeah.
And we were on the next ride. We waited 15 minutes to get on it, and then we sat down for well over 5 minutes. And that was a 25-minute experience for what should have been walk on, cycle gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's Cobra, walk on, cycle gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edge.
If it's open.
Yeah.
Edge as well.
And even Thor
Yeah.
is better than that.
Yeah. So I put in Legoland down to actually, we've been, and there's been rides closed.
Yeah.
And their operations have been, maybe Dragon is okay, actually. Maybe Dragon's okay. I don't feel like they load Flight of the Skyline particularly quick, because you see people go up and then they seem to wait ages. It's like, again, they have to get them through and out before they send the next batch up.
Yeah.
And I don't know
too
why.
slow.
It's too slow. It's too slow.
It is.
And ride availability in other places, Pleasurewood Hills had an absolute mare at the beginning of the season.
Oh, Marble Madness.
Nothing
Where
open,
was
did
it? Where was it?
Yeah.
Wipeout. Where was
Jolly
it?
Roger,
Well, no, that-
Wipeout, Marble Madness. I
Yeah.
mean, they did a £12 ticket for Easter.
Yeah. I
And
mean, £12 tickets, insane.
now I will say, when I went, everything was open.
Yeah.
Everything was open.
Yeah.
Wipeout, to be fair, open for the first hour
Yeah.
and then shut for the rest of the day after
Yeah.
having a problem. But everything was open. Blackpool,
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. I would argue probably their worst year.
Yeah.
Even my visit there was a little bit frustrating. And I understand the closing of rides. I want to throw this out here now. I know it's tough. I understand the closing of rides.
It is tough.
And I'm a little bit surprised a certain park is going for a water ride for 2027, regardless of how popular they are. I'm a bit surprised, because water rides undoubtedly cost a lot
They
of
do
money to
cost a
pump
lot.
and run. So I kind of understand. But Blackpool, they've shut really visible rides.
Yeah.
They sold the carousel.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's a nice family ride.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I get
that can't cost a lot to run either.
Funny enough, like things like Eddie Stobart and the Thompson Carousel, I kind of get. They don't get much ridership.
Dodgems was a strange one.
Dodgems
That
just vanished.
disappeared into nowhere.
Yeah, and of course Skyforce, which
is
there.
seemingly up for sale.
Yeah.
Because it got rebuilt.
Well, yeah, it's there. It's not going to open. I'll tell you what, we're going to rebuild it for a really busy time of the year. And they were busy.
Oh, they've been busy.
I saw the
last
queues.
couple of years, they've been really
Yeah,
busy.
I've seen the queues for Icon.
Yeah,
And
big one.
just not there.
Yeah.
So where's the...
Big Dipper one train.
Yeah, Big Dipper one train. Nickelodeon Street used to have 2 trains. I haven't seen that in years, absolute years.
Yeah, I don't remember last time I saw that.
Icon opening on 1 generally.
Yeah.
So yeah, big one on 1.
Well,
That
actually,
seems to be a common
I
thing.
haven't been on Big One in about 3 years.
No,
Because
you're not.
every time I go,
It's closed.
it's closed. And they say it's wind, and I understand wind takes a big part of it, but I get really annoyed when I'm in Blackpool for a couple of days to do all the attractions and everything, and I go one day and it's not open due to wind,
Yeah.
and the next day the winds are forecasted to be 10 or even 20 miles an hour less, and it is flying around the track.
flying around the track,
And
yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but some of it they say is wind when
it's
it's
really
not.
weird,
I'm
'cause-
sure.
When I went in April,
Yeah.
it was pissing it down with rain.
I've been on it in wind and the
It
pouring
was
rain.
windy and rainy. First ride to open the day was a big one.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, come on.
But last time I was there, they said wind. It wasn't even windy. It was
No.
windier the next day, and it was
And
flying
I know
around.
they say it's 200 foot up. I do get that, but we
Yeah.
can see weather forecasts at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is. I understand them close. I understand parks closing rides.
Yeah.
You know, I think Chesington were planning to have Wild Asia open until September.
Yeah.
And then they just started the work they've started, and you know they've started it early.
Yeah.
And I think they're like, cost cut. What do? We'll shut Wild Asia.
Yeah.
And I think it made sense.
Yeah.
It was they've had a difficulty. I think it made sense.
And you can see how much they've started on that area already.
You know, Fort Park. I think they're not in a particular rush to get Samurai and Zodiac back open.
Yeah.
Really, to be honest with you. And I think everyone's like, the Rapids are going to close. I think Ghost Train might go first.
First.
Yeah.
I think next year's going to be Rumbus last.
Might be Rumba's last. I think Ghost Train is labour intensive and brings nothing.
I mean, as well, if that Ghost Train building comes
Whilst
down...
I'd like to see it open in February.
I mean, theoretically, Walking Dead can't have that long left. And I don't dislike Walking Dead. But just think of that space with Ghost Train, Walking Dead, all the way across to the Slammer site. That is huge.
But, okay, at the same time,
It's huge.
there's a nice family coaster in there they could theme better for families,
there is.
particularly if they want to open all year
There
round.
is.
And then that building is still massive for a two-story Spider-Man type ride,
Yeah.
undoubtedly.
Yeah.
So and that's what they should have done. The Ghost Train should have been a Ghost Train,
Yeah.
but quite frankly, and it would have aged better. The effects
Yeah.
would have been better. The animatronics, they could have. You think the money they spent on this VR experience
Yeah.
is absolutely incredible? They could have bought a really basic transit system like Haunted Mansion,
Yeah.
and spent crap loads of money on animatronics and made a world-class dark ride.
And not spend any more than they did, maybe even less.
Probably less.
And have a good ride
But yeah,
for a long time
that's
to come.
probably a different scenario.
Yeah.
But operations, I think this year generally have been shocking across the country, with exceptions.
Yeah.
Portland's been.
There's always exceptions.
Portland's is an obvious exception for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Operations in the UK. Now, we'll touch very quickly, because these are supposed to be quicker episodes, on outside the UK.
Outside the UK.
Worst, well, I tell you what, worldwide, worst operations you've seen.
Worst operations I've seen worldwide?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen any worse than Flamingo Land outside the UK.
Okay, fine. I'm going for Port Ventura.
I haven't been yet, so
No.
I don't know.
No,
Everywhere I've been outside the UK has been pretty good.
Port Ventura is easily the worst operations I've ever seen in a theme park.
and I've heard the same literally recently
Yeah,
from,
yeah, I
from
don't
quite
think-
a lot of
I don't think
creators
it's got
and
any better.
visitors.
And
Yeah.
who is a cut above? Who has the best?
Engilandia.
Best operations go to Engilandia.
Well, honestly, you get to the front of the queues, there's turnstiles
Yep.
to get through that has a counter. So you go through, and until that countdown's at 0, well, I mean, ideally it needs to get to 0. So, but it's like everyone knows. So everyone in the queue will be shouting back for a 1 or a 2. All the guests. It's just perfect because it's like everyone knows it because that's how they've always done
Yeah.
it. But as well, great operations. I was there for, 4 days?
Yeah.
Not a single ride down through from 5 minutes.
No.
Not a single ride. Hyperion opened half hour, 45 minutes early every day.
Yeah.
Whilst we're still waiting to get into the park, they're like, Hyperion's open. 2 trains straight away. Abyssus on 3 trains.
Is-
Zardra on 2 trains. Brilliant.
There's too much queue jump in there.
Is there too much queue jumping? Yes.
Yeah.
But that might be because the Zardra queue line is wider than this living room.
Yeah.
And the queue line for some of the others are way too wide.
Yeah.
And people do push through. And we did speak to some people there, and they did say it's quite common. But
Yeah.
realistically, for the queue, we went at the end of August,
Yeah.
and we still didn't queue more than, I think the longest queue was about 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can't complain too much.
No, it's not bad.
Given
It's not
that.
bad. I think for me it's still Disney. I think Disney are a cut above.
I mean, Disney are exceptional.
Now they do have downtime.
They have more downtime, but they've got more
and I
complicated
have
ride
noticed-
systems than some of those.
Generally, I have noticed this year probably is the worst downtime I've seen at Disney. To
It's the
point,
first time I've
actually,
been. There was quite a bit, but
To this is the first time I've been where a ride didn't open for a day, and they sent out an apology on the
I
app.
don't think I saw a ride not open
No.
for the day. They sent out an apology for Winnie the Pooh But at about 6 o'clock it did open.
Yeah.
And obviously, when they're open till 10, that's
And
still
it is, well,
a while
again, this
open.
is it, isn't it? I mean, these rides are open. I mean, early riders, some of them start at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they're open till midnight.
Yeah.
Every day of the year.
Yeah.
It is quite something.
They
and
do
that
get
doesn't
bad.
include after-hour events. That
No,
doesn't
no,
include private hire.
No.
Yeah, for me, Disney are a cut above. They're like, that
They are good.
That will
They are
literally go without you if you don't get on it.
Yeah.
Okay, right, operations. Let us know. What do you think about operations and what do you look for in operations? And as Kurt said, actually, if you see bad operations at the start of the day, is that your day done? Is that the end of the day?
Pretty much, I think.
Right, we'll be back. We will be back next Tuesday. Full-length episode. Oh, this one's been quite long.
Yeah, it has.
Full-length episode next week. And yeah, anything else on operations?
No, not on
No,
operations.
get out and ride, people. Get out and ride.